Attracting healthcare professionals is often difficult in rural areas, but a program at a tech center in western Oklahoma hopes to change that by growing their own. Here's our Rob McClendon.
According to here at Western Technology Center in Burns Flat, Oklahoma, they are addressing two very distinct trends in rural America. The first being an aging population, and the second, the challenges of keeping a young workforce here in the more rural parts of our country. For high school senior Daci Sawyer, her after-school job is not just work.
I like to help people, and I like to care for people, and I just thought it would be a good idea to help out any way I could with anybody.
Daci is a soon-to-be graduate of Western Technology Center's nursing program and says working as a certified nursing assistant at the Veterans Center in Burns Flat is never dull and often rewarding.
And I love it. I like seeing the smiles on the residents' faces.
Something Western Technology nursing instructor Linda Bedello knows something about.
Long-term care is my passion. It's where I started and where I want to stay. We're all going to be there one day. Everybody ages, and sometimes those are the people that are forgotten, and they're the people who made us what we are, where we need to be and where we need to go.
And with long-term patients comes long-term responsibilities. And that means respecting them as if they were family.
Most people consider patients patients. I like for my students to think of them as their elders, people who have given for them to be where they're at.
And there have been more and more elderly to take care of, especially here in western Oklahoma, as the population continues to age.
Our 7 counties that we cover, we have 16 homes, and in those 16 homes, we have approximately 1,400 beds that potentially could have a patient in it that need help.
And this is where current demographic trends are working against western Oklahoma. While the elderly are needing more care, many of this area's young people are moving out, not necessarily because they want to, but because there doesn't seem to be a lot of job opportunities. A trend that Western Technology Superintendent Hoyt Lewis says his school is trying to reverse.
We need to look at growing our own, and that's what we've been doing. We need to build more buildings and have larger classrooms, but it's going to hopefully grow our own, and those students come back to western Oklahoma as nurses, doctors in the health industry.
And it really speaks to a quality of life issue. But if you can have health care here, local, nearby, not only is it more convenient, but it saves you money. You're not going to have to go to Oklahoma City and spend the night for a doctor's appointment.
Our elderly, they spend probably 80% of their time treated and worked with by that CNA. So they have a direct impact on your loved ones. These people are your fathers, mothers, sisters, aunts. If they're spending 80% of the day with your loved ones, I think you want somebody that has been in a certification program that knows what they're doing, has proven that by high rigor and grades in the program.
In fact, the students enrolled in the Biomedical Academy at Western Technology Center are often the top students in their high school.
I want to get into the medical field, and I think that this program will help me decide where I want to go.
I think this will help me further my career in the future.
Elizabeth Stone and Kira Witten are working hard to develop schools to enter the medical field, but just as importantly, they're taking an interest with working with the elderly.
Yep, you can learn a lot from them, and I think they're just super sweet.
That's why Elizabeth and Kira took part in the senior ball, as in senior citizens.
We went and we helped the seniors get ready, some of the elderly ladies. We helped paint their nails, helped them pick out outfits. We went and we talked to them, just socialized, and we danced with them.
One part I remember was dancing with this one elderly man. He had a disease with in his hand, wouldn't stop shaking, and whenever I held his hand, my hand would shake too, and I just think that was a memorable moment.
Moments their instructor Dana Goss says is a big part of what they learn in her classroom.
I just think it's important to pay it forward. I think it's important for our generation to know that they need to do that community service, and also it just better prepares them to go to college and give back to the communities that have helped them where they are today.
And as for Daci Sawyer, Well, she hopes to become an RN and eventually a nurse practitioner. And while she'll have to leave the area to finish her education, she hopes to be back here for her career.
Yes, I'd love to come back to my hometown and see all the people and just see all the patients and catch up about their lives. A lot of jobs out there open and needed for us.
The bottom line, we do make a difference in people's lives, and our students' lives, and then the students, the citizens of Western Oklahoma, as well as all of the people that receive medical services.
So in a nutshell, the training here at Western Technology Center actually allows the young people that grew up all around here to stay here in Western Oklahoma.